Hi, beauty babes. It's Corinne Fretwell with Soulshift Channeling, and I am here for another Wednesday reading. Welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. It's truly just a thrill and a gift to get to connect with energy in this way and to act as bridge and communicator in this way. And there's no doubt that I wouldn't be here if you weren't here also. So much gratitude. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome back. If you've been here before, my name is Corinne and I am a channel. I work with the Akashic Records, which are a beautiful, close to source held space of knowledge and information. What we're doing here today is a collective flow, so I'll be tuning into a collective record. Although I offer one-on-ones where we look into your energetics, specifically information on your flow, your path, your purpose, what your energy came here to do, so that way you can advocate for yourself and you can make more well-informed choices on where and how to spend your energy. So I'm joined by my doggo Phoebe. You can probably hear her panting. We just went on a little walk, but I am so happy to be here. And today we'll do a collective message, and then we will tap into two different readings I'm hearing right now. We'll see how it hits. And then there will be a collective message at the end. Feel free to use the info box to skip around to the reading that you want. We're going to be doing two readings, yellow or blue, 1 or 2 today, and I'll see you there. Let's jump in. My center with your center, our center with all centers, our center as the one center. I enter the realm of masters, teachers, and loved ones of the Soulshift Collective and match our hearts and minds with theirs. Let us find through joy and wisdom the ability to open the universe and ourselves to greater possibility and deeper love. Eternal Source, fill our hearts with clarity and sacred power and show us Soulshift Collective's place of balance. Hear us now as we become one with the whole. When we are complete, release us in love and admiration, keeping our energy raised. Records are open. All right, y'all, welcome. The first thing that I see is, it almost feels like outer space, like comets or asteroids, things going a lot of different directions. And I'm noticing in particular that it's not like it's like things are going in different directions, but it's not coming to a particular point. It's like ships passing in the night, or things just sailing past. A lot of near misses I hear. And it's not like I'm seeing you witness all of these things flying around you. And I feel a deep stillness within you. And it's almost kind of a miracle that all these things are like whizzing by all sorts of directions. And I don't even feel like you are tuned in. Like, it's not like your head is moving very fast to try and focus on each of these things. I feel like props to you, dear friend, because I feel like there is an intuitive knowing you have in your body. Like I feel the peace that's inside of the collective body at this moment. And the knowingness that not only are you not going to get hit, but the right thing is going to come to you, and it's going to slow down enough to pick you up, and then you'll be on your way. It's not like an asteroid's going to hit you and gut you and then send you flailing or flying in a certain direction. I very much see that you almost catch something at the edge of its orbit. Like an elliptical, it feels like an elliptical orbit, or it's like the last stop on the bus line, right? And it can feel, I feel like very lonely and very calm, but almost like I get this feeling of like if you're the last stop at the end of the bus line, there just seems to be like this fear of like, are they ever going to come? Waiting all alone, And just like, if I feel like there's this concept of like, it's easy to miss the last stop on the bus, or it's easy to miss it, like it's easy to skip the last stop, because I don't feel like there are a lot of people waiting there with you. I do feel like it's kind of just you by yourself. But the thing to like encourage you here is there are a lot of people on that bus who need to get off at the stop that you're at. So it's definitely coming for you, because I'm very much feeling like a little old me energy. And my encouragement to you at this moment in time is to make yourself a cup of tea, and to just, while you're sitting at that bus stop and while all the traffic is going on around you, to kind of think about, envision what this next step and leg of your journey is going to be, you know? Yeah, beyond that, we'll get into more information as we get into the reads here. So go ahead and take a moment, if you can, tune into 1, yellow, or 2, blue. 1, yellow. Ooh, thanks, Phoebes. And I'm seeing like yellow daisies or white daisies with yellow centers. 1, yellow. 2, blue, and I'm seeing blue squares, and that came in, I know, in the last couple of weeks. Sorry, I'm picking off all the seeds, all the seeds and all the clingers that my sweet doggo gets on her whenever we go out for a walk. Gosh, there are so many. Yeah, read into that as you need to, and let's get into it. All right, group 1. Group 1, yellow. This is for you. White daisies is what we saw at the beginning. And I'm seeing like a flower crown, a daisy crown. Very like, I think it's Alice in Wonderland where she's sitting there. And I feel this energy of this lackadaisical. I think it is Alice in Wonderland at the very beginning when they're starting a story, or she ends up falling asleep, and that's how the whole premise and movie happens. And Phoebe's gonna move the camera. She's just very into it today. Okay. And this is the energy that I feel for you of like, it's almost like you're lounging, you're in the grass, it's like one of those quintessential picturesque perfect days. And if you don't see this around you, I have a feeling that you do see this, that you have an awareness of this being around you, even though your physical reality might not be reflecting it yet. If you don't see this and you're like, what is this about? I invite you to tune into the energetics beneath it, because I have full faith trust that the energetics around you, not the physical reality perhaps, but the energetics around you are perfect. It's like the breeze is coming up the hill just right, and it's like your belly is full of snacks, and the people you love are on their way. It just feels like one of those sunny days that's just perfect. You know, you're under the tree, you're in the grass, you know, it's lovely. And now I'm seeing that flower crown, and I'm seeing the flowers die. And it's true that when we pick ephemeral creatures, flowers, when we pick ephemeral moments, when we pick ephemeral experiences in this life, they eventually die. They come to an end, and it doesn't have to be sad, but the thing that I see here is the importance to express gratitude, but to have proper burial, proper departure, to have proper placement of that flower crown, right? It's like it's not like you don't toss it in the garbage, right? You could toss it in the compost, but it's important that the experience that you have gets returned to the earth in a way that honors the way that it honored you. Yeah. Because like any crown, it's one, like you can't take a crown to the afterlife. You know, crowns are ephemeral. Throne moments, like, they have their moment in time, and the part of a gracious leader is to return the crown and to pass it on with good intent. That's your ability here. And now I'm feeling like some stomping of feet, temper tantrum moment, like, but I'm tired and I'm hungry and I'm cold and just like little kid meltdown, and it's just like the time of the night, the circumstances are right. Like there's such little way to not have a meltdown. It's so likely to have a meltdown because everything's whipping up, and this I feel like is calling back to your physical 3D environment right now, which doesn't feel great, to be real with you. I don't feel like the energetics, and I've got chills all over my body. I do not feel like the energetics have, like, I feel like the tower is happening. I feel like your three-dimensional moments, you're standing in rubble. It calls back to the collective message at the beginning where things are just shooting all around you in a more overwhelming way. But again, to try and find the sanctity within. And now is your moment. I'm telling you, now is your moment to hold that vibration, to hold that practice, to hold that clarity. I'm talking morning, noon, and night. Set alarms on your phone. Set dedicated time. I don't care if you need to leave work in the middle of the day, go to your car for 10 minutes and vision your life. It's an important thing to do. And doing so now is going to help you tenfold later on. I don't think it's just the astrology. It's the, like, I'm hearing ley lines. It's the energetic exactitude of what's happening right now, because it's like you're in that precarious balance of what was and what will be. And if you see the tower moment in tarot, or just have a tower moment in your life, tower moment is like when it all comes crumbling down, right? And you're kind of standing in the middle of rubble. When you go to rebuild, having a vision of what you are building is going to help you sort through the rubble, because it's very rare that we just start over all completely from scratch in this life. At least energetically, we're using old templates at the very least. And a lot of times we use old building materials, right? Or we trade in our old building materials for money, for energy that creates new ones, right? But part of what we choose to trade in and then trade out to get back depends on the vision that we're carrying for ourselves going forward in the future. And so the more clear and the more attuned you can be to the vision, because I'm hearing that this vision doesn't come from you. Like, yes, you are a creator, no doubt, and you do create and form many destinies for yourself and for others, for moments in time, for experiences that might actually be your job. You may be like an event facilitator, like an experience cultivator, right? However that looks like for you, whether you're cultivating a dining experience for someone, cultivating an event experience, cultivating a storyline book experience that someone is reading. You create and manifest many realities, but it's all been for practice, and it's not about wielding your ability to create of your own will and volition. It's practice, reading, responding, listening to your environment around you, to the building blocks around you, to God's plan for you, to what's been written in the stars, because your heart gives you hints, gives you yearnings, like gives you feelings and fleeting moments, because it's tuned into the frequency of love, and God is love, right? That's how you get your transmission from the mother station, from the home station, right? From source, from singularity, is through the heart. And so the more you can remain open-hearted, both having an open heart so that way the vision your physical form is meant to hold can be witnessed and seen, can be reflected. If I have an open heart, not only does that create more space for me to receive divine love and guidance and intuition and knowledge and get the frequency of love in my body more, it also allows others to see the frequency that I carry, that I hold, because we are constantly conspiring to work in each other's favor. That is what we're here to do. I am here to help you build your dreams. I want your dreams to be built. I want your divinely held, sovereign, source-inspired dreams to manifest and come true for you, which is different from your own cognitive, I'm going to build it, gosh darn it, dreams. Sometimes they're in alignment, sometimes they're not. I'm not here to support misalignment. I am here to support deeper and further alignment of people in their paths. And that's what you guys are here for too. Sorry to say it, but by design, in our original form and right, we are meant to see the world evolve together, collectively, in exaltation of all species, of all forms of life. That's what we came here to do. What a soapbox. I love that soapbox. That's such a fun place to be. Group 1, yes. But circling back to open-heartedness, it can feel like a lot, because if you have a gaping open heart and you're in the middle of like things zooming all around, yeah, I feel like you've gotten some stray fireworks sent into your body cavity before. But what went wrong there is like if something misfires, right? And you like, I'm seeing like, I don't know, those Roman candles people will kind of shoot at each other. Let's say you have a huge open heart, right? And like one of those Roman candles pops in there and bops around a little bit. The reason it hurt so bad and went poorly before is because you closed yourself. As soon as you felt that go inside, you closed yourself, and that energy couldn't dissipate. It like sent smoke out your ears and pinged around in your body and was not let to escape. The challenge is to remain open-hearted, and if stray shrapnel comes in, let it ring you like a bell. You know, let it clang around, let yourself sing with the pain and the hurt and the emotion, and let it leave you. Because if that's what happens, it's meant to come that way, because it's meant to tune you and to shake and rattle things around that don't belong, slough things off that don't belong in your physical form and body, but to tune you and attune you to others who may need to come and help. When we get hit and hurt so bad that our body sings, it doesn't, I mean, number one, it does not have to be painful, right? And we're also meant to sing and emit frequency. It's how we heal each other. It has so much information, so much ancient information can be held in our voices. I witnessed a dear human sing to me the other day, and I was astounded at the resonance and the depth and the evolution of voice that this person has. I've heard them sing before, and there's so much information that sound carries, and it's our job to share it. And when experience comes to us, to elicit our song, whether it's joy or pain, whether it's being lit up with life or lit up out of fear, really the only difference is if we maintain openness or if we close in, if we close and hold the energy inside of us when it really wants to escape. All right, I feel like we've spoken about this enough. It feels full and clarified. Let's check and see if there's any more information for us today. All right, the next thing I'm hearing is like to grab your bearings, to get your bearings. And I'm seeing, lots of chills. I'm seeing you looking at a map. I'm seeing you plotting out different points, and I'm seeing you have a conversation with loved ones about it feels like potential watering holes, right? Potential places to tap into and to find and to connect with. And For some of you, it might be actual loved ones that you're having these conversations with. For others, it feels like intuitive God, like your spirit team. And mostly it's because those that you will have conversation with are meant to go ahead and scout out ahead of time. Because they want you to have the best experience in each of these places that you can have, because the world is conspiring to work in your favor. You have evolved far enough to, you've shown your contribution, you've shown your hand, you've shown your intention. And it's become very clear that your intention is to make the world a better place. It's to show up as you are shown, as you see fit, to give the greatest aspects of your gifts in service to the greater good. We love this for you. And I feel like, I know that you're used to working alone. It's important to, let others support you. It's time to have a team. It's like I'm seeing a reallocation of funds and funding. And I think you've noticed this already in your life, of receiving support that is really helpful. And you're just like, why me? Why me? And it's like, you don't need to question that anymore. It's like I said, your hand's been shown. You've been dealt a couple of hands, and you've played your cards in a way that have shown others around you what you're here for. And I hear go big or go home. It feels, the information that they have received from it is where and when you choose to gamble, like what you choose to bet big on. And that it's not always yourself, that you're willing to bet big on others, and that the way that you bet on others at your table helps them, transforms them into showing up differently. You have the ability to change people's lives, again, not from sheer will and force and drive and third eye visioning, but through your open-heartedness, through receiving clear guidance, and from shining your heart most fully in their favor. When someone is under the spotlight of love, they are divinely inspired to act out of love, and they open their heart. Your light reflects and refracts onto them and establishes a deeper sense of safety, so they can tune into their vision more clearly. It is not about you tuning them into vision or your vision they're attuning to. It is about your maintained frequency amplifying the environment that they crave and they need to have to get in touch with their inner vision, with their inner truth and knowledge and knowing, their divine source connection. The more that you allow your 3D reality to release, this tower moment, the more you allow your 3D reality to not only just crumble apart, but let the chips fall where they may. And I'm seeing like the rubble being organized into different piles, things being cataloged, things being done and accounted for by humans other than yourself, your spirit team, your guides. I just feel like there's a lot of this daisy crown energy of like when things are devolving or dissolving and they go to the correct place and time, it is easeful to rebuild, because if the right building blocks and building pieces are sacrificed or are given back to the soil, or are the pieces of rubble that cannot stand another test, that cannot stand another building, they are repurposed to different places. They are reallocated. And when this happens in correctness, not only do you have precise and perfect and well attuned and balanced and informed building blocks, but you also have a rich and wealthy, fertile garden that has been informed by previous form, that has been like the daisies that are decomposing, right? They've lived their life. They've lived their successful expression as a daisy flower. And as they decompose and give themselves to the soil, part of what they give to the soil is their template of successful life. And it feeds that soil and educates that soil and inspires that soil to foster nutrients and to bring nutrients to seeds in that garden so that they can bloom again and do so even better. This iteration is about evolution in the most pure and potent form. And we love that for you. We love that for you. I love that for you. I love that for you. And so a couple more things, just don't worry that you are not, I'm hearing, eating in this fallow time. The nutrients that are coming into your body are far more energetic than they are three-dimensional. I would like for you to engage with and enjoy 5D meal times, energetic meal times, in conjunction and asynchronous to your physical 3D meal times. What does that look like? That looks like sitting down to an energetic table and having your fill of the energy that you need to consume. Whether that's success, whether that's fried chicken, I don't care. Like, your body knows what it is that you crave. And to give that to yourself energetically and to begin indulging in energetic nourishment is going to help you keep, hold, and maintain that vibration. It's going to fortify your energetic body to do what it needs to do to maintain the visioning. Again, not your third eye visioning, but your like fifth eye, you know, your heart, your divinely inspired source held visioning. Which, just to clarify, yes, is routed, R-O-U-T-E-D, rooted through you, but does not originate from you. It comes from source, and it does come from you in the sense that we all encompass source and we all have the capacity to hold singularity in our bodies. But just to clarify, it's not coming from our individual divine soul expression. It's coming from source through our soul expression. Does that make sense? Let me know if that doesn't make sense, because yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, what else? I heard, like, don't forget the juice, don't forget the nourishment, don't forget the liquids when you're doing these meals. It really lubes up the process. It really, like, gets things flowing, because I am feeling like there is an energetic dehydration going on, which just helps to fill the body with fluidity and form, and you want to make sure that you're getting enough fluids when you're kind of trying to pass a sickness and pass an illness, and times of tower moments or times of collapse and rebuild. It's really important to have adequate energetic flow to just be like clearing and cleaning out your body, period. It's a good thing to do. Okay. Yes, there is more. A lot today. I love this. I love this for you guys. Okay. Let me know how all of this is landing, and I love to hear. Like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to reach more people because it feels important and potent, and I want to do this full time. I want to do this full time, and it's just, something I would love to do. So if you're feeling like you need additional support, I would love to tune into your clarity and energy and gift and share any important details that you might be looking for, that you might be searching for and might not be able to hear yourself. Goal is to always tune and attune so others can learn to fish for themselves, and you can hear clearly yourself. That's always the goal. And I would love to work with you along the way. All right. The last thing I'm seeing for this group is bum bum bum, like drummer boy. Like it feels like oh my, almost like the drums that happen at the gallows. Yeah, bum bum brum bum bum brum. And again, I feel such steadiness and ease. It's like maybe it's a past life for, I'm not sure exactly what this is, but be with me, if you will, for the moment of knowing that you have lived your life authentically to you. Like not made one mistake along the way or one choice that you would undo or do differently. And the feeling of standing at the gallows. I'm hearing like dying for your conviction. Nobody needs to die. We're not dying. Death is not upon us in a traditional sense. It is, however, upon us in the sense that we are grieving and saying goodbye and sacrificing old versions of ourselves to step into new, more informed iterations of who we are, to go out with greater stamina, with renewed energy, and with a whole new Santa sack of riches to distribute, to gift and spread wealth to so many others. So know that you have lived a life well lived, and you will, just like the seeds in the garden, continue to live again and live in new iterations and new expressions that will only elevate your consciousness from where you are. And the coolest part, my friends, the coolest part is that you don't need to actually die between these lives, because with the process of actually dying, most often is the amnesia experience. It doesn't hit everyone, but most of us experience the amnesia experience, where when you die and then you're reborn again, you don't start from square one, but you have to learn a lot of things again. And when you can have active death rebirth experiences in your continuous life that you're continuing to live, like the leveling up that you get to do, the information and integrity and form that you get to have, the education that your body holds is magnificent, is wild. This is like PhD level life soul experience. And that is just such a treat to live. That's such a treat to live. And that is not something many are willing to hold on to, because it feels like an increasing burden or an increasing risk. But that's where your transformation has taken place, to being truly rooted in soul and rooted in self and rooted in the inner outer guidance of God source light, where you are plugged in enough to the universe that you don't have to worry about the things buzzing at your feet. You don't have to worry about the comments going every which direction, because it's almost like the investment of your trust into correct form is what keeps you safe. It's your co-creation with God, source, universe, and the perks that you get as a willing participant of life. So that's it, my dears. It's been a pleasure to read for you. All right. Group 2 today, group 2, blue squares for group 2. Okay, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. All right, so if you imagine 6 squares in a pyramid, 3 on the bottom, 2 in the middle, 1 on top, like this, but with the bottom, like the door, if you saw a house, like where you would put the door, that one missing. And I just feel like I see you huddled here in this space, and it's giving me, I've not played Minecraft. It's giving me Minecraft vibes. Not sure what that's about, but I'm seeing you kind of huddling in this space, and it feels as though you're kind of like huddled from the elements, and you're like huddled. It feels like it's raining or sleeting or snowing, or the kind of weather. It's either the weather or the way that you're dressed that just makes you wait out the storm. And when one chooses to sit under an awning and wait out the storm. It's just a very special energy, you know? It's an act of resistance. It's saying, I'm not rushing. There's nothing more pressing than my experience with myself and this sacred, why do I want to roll my eyes? This sacred moment of weather. Weather is like the earth's way of having an emotional experience. It's energetic release, shift, change, you know? It's very valuable to attune to, quite frankly. And it's informative. I'm just seeing this group, it's like your ability to read energy and to intuit information from it feels overwhelming, to be real with you. It's like hearing stuff from every different direction. It's like hearing the walls breathe and hearing the art in your space hold their breath and listen to the words that you speak. It's feeling ultra perceived and supported, and perhaps supported not in blind support, but in the way that an audience will hold their own time to share time with you. Does this make sense? Like, when an audience comes to hear you speak or see you speak, or when you go to see a movie, or when, you know, whatever, audience in any capacity, seeing a singer-songwriter, the presence held by the people participating, that's their investment. Their time spent with you is valuable and important. And I'm seeing a lot more people being willing to give up and offer their time to see what you have to say. It's not even what you have to say, but it's the frequency with which you say it. It's the concept of new experiences coming into form through co-creative and collaborative play. I'm now not only seeing, but feeling the presence of you in this space as we choose to alter, and I hear inhabit new realities. Yeah, this is so freaking cool. But I'm loving that your practice, maintaining presence with the energy, with the being, it's like you're in a different dimensional form, but it's like you're holding both and at the same time. And it's allowing your 3D physical form to tune into realities that are layered on top or just slightly different. It's like energetic chat rooms. And just like interweb chat rooms, a lot can happen in those spaces. Beautiful new ideas can come out. Connections that maybe cross boundaries can happen. And the important part of your participation in this is, again, to echo group 1, is to hold your vision, hold your blueprint, to show up to the chat room, to show up to the meeting, to show up to the cohort with your sketches. Take your best work. Take your best work. It's like a workshop. Take your best work of visioning of the world that can become. What do you want it to look like? What does it look like for you? What does it look like for your neighbors? How complete is your drawing? Are you checking in with those around you and listening for their expression of what their ideal reality is? And again, if you're with me from group 1, not just their own 3D, I will it into beingness reality, but their divine inspired reality. The realities that have been written on our hearts to bring into form and to see delivered into fruition. Are you representing not only your own, but others too? Because the more complete your picture is, that's like taking a bigger puzzle piece into it. The more information you take into these spaces, the more complete picture we can see all together, and the more inspired we can get from each other. When you go to writers' workshops or artist workshops, seeing what other people are doing is kind of cool. It inspires you. It inspires ideas all the way around, and it's just, yeah, it's so fruitful. It's so good. It's so fruitful. So fruitful. Okay. Nothing else in this concept. Yes, more for this group. Okay. I'm hearing about the importance, as I'm looking at all the seeds that I picked off of my dog. I'm hearing about the importance as I'm seeing you in that like block structure and the rain is there. The importance and value of having proper footwork, or like having proper protective gear, having proper attire, having proper approach, and proper attention to keeping your sanctity safe along the way. I don't think the integrity of your form or being is at risk, but I recognize that if you have lingering water on a cast iron pan, it can rust. And this is the level of degradation that is at task for your form. Yes, you can allow a cast iron pot to rust almost completely, and it will take lots of time to rust all the way through. You can also go through intensive cleaning purposes to restore a cast iron skillet, pot, whatever. And matter of fact, you can maintain a well-seasoned cast iron skillet that can get dampness on it. You just got to keep applying it to heat. You got to keep putting it on the heat. You have to keep it in use. The more you keep your physical form in use, the more it's like water off a duck's back, right? If you're constantly seasoning and applying and utilizing your cast iron, it's way less likely that water is going to stay on there for any extended period of time, because it's just going to burn off because you're going to be using it. This is the same thing to do with your body. It is important to continue to use and reuse and have good energetic hygiene around your connection practices, around whatever kind of energetic work that you are doing. And if you want to talk about that, I would love to talk about that. I literally love learning what people do because it's so cool and fascinating. And something that I support people with on a one-on-one basis, also in partnerships and relationships, and then also in family dynamics. If you are working collectively and want to get into the energetics around and behind the work that you're doing as a collective, reach out. Go to my website and you can book in there. Where were we? But yeah, whatever energetic happenings you be happening with, more habitual. Create habit. It needs to be on the daily. Better if it's more than once a day. And beyond that, I need you to begin to attune to the correctness in nature and approach. Integrity is your word right now. To be integritous with yourself is to make sure that you're showing up right with yourself first before you ever show up for another. If you're a cast iron skillet, showing up right with yourself is like making sure you have proper grease in the pan, period, before you even turn on the heat, before you find the stove, right? Having integrity with yourself is not self-centered. It is, yes, a centering of self, but not in a way that degrades others. In fact, it is the most exalting way you can support others, is by clarifying yourself. So that way when you show up, you are in your rightest form. Sweet doggo girl. You're in your most correct form. Enough for that message. And is there any more for this group? Yes, we're doing a lot today, and I like to hear it. All right, I'm seeing microgreens like you would see at a chefy restaurant. It feels like these microgreens are specifically in a pretty controlled environment and not like the sprouts that you get on your hemp burger at this cool, casual, very lackadaisical place. I am seeing precision for you. Precision in form. When you're in a very controlled environment, the sprouts and the microgreens there, while they are well lit, there aren't many dead ones because they're pruned away before they even begin to wilt. It also is not the most alive nature of these tools. You have a choice between two ways to work with something. The first one is using sprouts in a really precise environment. I'm thinking like the Bear, or like a Michelin star restaurant where they have, feels very sterile, very clinical, very clean, not a lot of schmutz, a lot of clarity, a lot of bright lights, a lot of intensity and intention in an ambitious sense. And then the other environment is like, yeah, that sweet, cool, veggie, vegan food truck down the way, right? And there is a different kind of integrity in a space like that, right? You can have a Michelin star restaurant that has no shortage of intention, but it's the motives and the motivation, right? That vegan food truck, I'm seeing one that's been there like since the 80s, right? They were there before it was cool. They were there, or maybe they were there since it first became cool in the 60s, right? And they persevered because there's this je ne sais quoi in how they do things. There is an integrity that can't be captured under a fluorescent light, or an integrity that runs off under a fluorescent light because it's not so precisely examined. Sometimes when we're under a deep scrutiny, it skitters away the levity and lightness and creativity and form. that can only come out when resonant frequencies are around it. I behoove you to look beyond the aesthetic and to tune into the energy beneath and to feel what feels right for you. And I'm hearing, because it's about time. It's about time for you to experience the exaltation of correct form on clear energy. You can try and will correct form into beingness, but it takes a whole lot more energy to force it to stick on an energetic, on an underlying energetic that is not integritous into form. And I'm not saying that those beautiful Michelin star restaurants that have true heart and value don't exist, because they do. And that's part of why you're learning what you're learning, is because that's where you're headed. You're headed to a place where precision and form exists and occurs, but where the likeness and the aliveness is still intact. And we need your body to be familiar with with working not only with the 3D but with the energetic as well. And right now I feel you're lacking in the energetic resonance and knowing what that looks like, and have too much of the visual frequency memorized. It's too much of judging a book by its cover. You're kind of stuck in the visual aspect right now, and to the detriment of feeling the vibe of the story in the book. And I mean, how amazing would it be to shop at a bookstore blind, not even read the titles, and to feel the vibe of a story in a book, to pick a book off the shelf, to pick the medicine that you need based on vibration and frequency alone. All right, my dears, that's it for y'all today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned for the collective closing. And like I said, yeah, just keep on shining, keep on being who you are. And if you need help or support, guidance or clarity, or a vision you can trust, let me know. All right, my dears, we're going to close it out in love and light. I thank our masters, teachers, and loved ones for their information and guidance. Amen, amen, amen. The records are closed. Deep gratitude. What a wellspring. What a wellspring. I'm also seeing and feeling a lot of condensation. And you know when things kind of like spontaneously sweat because the things themselves are cold and there's humidity in the air. And so the humidity in the air will condense and consolidate and be pulled out of gaseous form and into liquid form on the solid. Oh my gosh, I love that. I want this for you. So if you are the solid in this point of view, and we've talked a lot about holding your vision and holding and visioning in this experience tonight. That's you. Hold the frequency, hold the chill, hold the winter in your bones so deeply that summer, must convalesce upon you. yeah, be so immovable. Feel encouraged. There is a time to be movable and to be plastic and to be malleable and to be shapeable and to be adaptable. Not now. Not now is not the time. Now is not the time, because you have done a lot of all of those things to find a physical form that is worth replicating. So hold it. You got it. Feel righteous in your convictions, my friends. And hold the highest visionings of your heart, because we're going to get there together, one step at a time. And I'm also seeing like when you sweat, it's so good for you. Not only does it remove toxins, although this is kind of reversed because it's condensation. It still is removing toxins. Like salt lamps will remove toxins from the air because it's drawing them out of the moisture in the air. And then there's the purification aspect of salt energetically, and the preservation aspect physically. But a lot happening right here. A lot happening in this process that we're in right now. Purification is one of them. Removing of toxins, consolidation, sequestering toxins, getting them out of the environment, out of the air that people are breathing, and onto consolidated into physical forms that then can be put away and be organized correctly. Lots of really good stuff happening. So thank you for your participation. Thanks for your involvement, and I will see you next week. All right, my loves. Bye.